I'm back again. Okay, today we're going to try to cover the multiplier, only the expenditure multiplier, which concerns the investment and government purchases, okay? First, we're going to start with the C plus I approach that we have seen last time, okay? So, I plot the graph. It's not exact because I'm using white paper, so it's not easy to plot. But this is your 45 degrees line. Okay, here it is. Of course, the GDP and the total expenditures are actually have the same units. Okay, I start at 2000 here, and then I go 100, 100, 100 for each one of them. Okay, approximately 1 centimeter for each. It's not exact. So I did plot my C function, here it is, and I found that the BEP is at 3000, 3000. This is based on the table we have seen last time, okay? So if I plot the C plus I, what do you do in order to plot the C plus I? You simply take the C function and you add to it the investment. I gave the example here of C plus I when I is equal to 200, okay? So you plot it, you add 200 for each one of them, which is your investment. That's what I'm doing here. I hope you see. 200, that's the distance between the two curves. And it's gonna give you the C plus I curve. Well, here we're working with a constant MPC, which means these are straight lines. Okay, and then we're looking for the equilibrium. The equilibrium is simply when the C plus I is equal to your GDP, which is the intersection between the C plus I and the 45 degrees line. You see it here? The intersection gives you the equality between here, total expenditure is equal to GDP. That's your 45 degrees line. And we found the equilibrium of 3,600, 3,600. Okay? I did another one that looks weird because I'm using a white line. I added here 400. Okay? 400, 400. Vertically, of course, 400, and this is the other C plus I prime where I was equal to 400, and I found that my equilibrium was equal to 4,200 and 4,200. Okay, this is what we did in the C plus I. Now the multiplier's role is actually to see if you are at this equilibrium. Just as an example, I'm here. By how much, I know that I added here 200, so 400 minus the 200 here, it's 200 that I added from this line to this line. By how much did I change my GDP? Okay? Instinctively, you're going to say, okay, I added 200 in the investment, I'm going to add 200 to the GDP. Well, it's wrong. Look here. You moved from, what was here, 3,600. You added 200 in the investment, but you moved by 600, isn't it? The distance here is 600. So you changed your GDP by 600 while when you changed your investment by only 200. See? It was actually multiplied by 3. 3 would be your multiplier. Okay? So, delta GDP over delta delta total expenditures. No, I'm so sorry. Delta I, here it's only investment. I made a mistake. So delta GDP over delta I is equal to your multiplier Here it's equal to 600 over 200 in this case, which is equal to 3. Okay? So each dollar that you add in investment brings you $3 in GDP. Now, that 3, from where can we get it? Okay, that's what I'm going to explain right now. The multiplier. Why is it 3 in this case? Why not 5? Why not 2? Why not just 1? Okay, so please take a screenshot for this one, and I'm going to move to explain the multiplier. Okay, done with this graph. Moving on. The expenditure multiplier. Now I'm giving the example with investments. What's going to work with investment is going to work with the government purchases. Okay? Now, let's imagine I added $100 in investment. Okay? So delta I, the change in investment, is equal to $100. Okay? So it came. I'm going to try to calculate the change in GDP. Okay? The first change in GDP, those $100, I put them in the economy, meaning that I spent them in order to buy something, isn't it? I spent $100 in the investment. If you spend it and you buy something that is produced, it's going to be part of your GDP. So the first change you're going to have is delta I, the $100, isn't it? Okay, sorry, $100. So that person 1, got $100. So it sold $100 for the good for $100, and it got the $100 as payment. What is that person gonna do? That person is gonna spend MPC of the $100, isn't it? And it's gonna save the part that is saved, which is MPS of the 100. That's saving, that's consumption. So it's gonna consume MPC times 100. Consuming MPC times 100, that means that person is gonna buy goods to consume, isn't it? That were produced, so it's gonna be part of the GDP. It's gonna buy from the second person. Okay? So the second person receives MPC times 100%. So this one bought from this one. So, and this one sold to this one. So this is going to be counted now in the GDP because there was that transaction of selling and buying. So what is this one? This is delta I and this is delta I. So I'm going to add it to the GDP. So here it's MPC times delta I, which is here 100 times whatever MPC we had 2 over 3 in MPC. In the example of the book, the one we're studying right now. Okay, so this guy received MPC times delta I. What is he going to do with it? Consume MPC of it. So I'm going to have another guy 3. This guy is going to receive MPC times 100. No, I'm so sorry. This guy is going to spend MPC times MPC, because MPC is going to go here, of this one. Are you following with me, or did I lose you somewhere? This is what he received. Now he's going to spend MPC of it. MPC times whatever money he received, because part of it is going to go to saving. Okay? Okay, I'm only calculating what's going to go to consumption. Okay, he's going to spend MPC times whatever money he received. MPC times MPC, what he received, times 100. Remember, 100 is your delta I. Okay? So spending it, meaning somebody else is going to send him. So this guy is going to receive MPC, he's the seller. MPC times MPC times delta I times 100, which is your delta I. Okay, so the transaction was made here. So I'm going to add it to the GDP. So here is going to be MPC times MPC times delta I, which is my 100 times 2 over 3 times 2 over 3. MPC of 100. Okay? Moving on. This guy received MPC times 100. What is he going to do? He's going to spend MPC of it. So here I have 2 of them. Now I'm going to add another MPC of it. That's the part he's going to consume. MPC times MPC times MPC. Here I had a mistake. Receive spends. Now MPC times, here I'm missing one. Spends MPC times only 1. Yeah. MPC times 100 in here, delta I. Sorry guys, lost you. Here there are only 2, okay? MPC, he's gonna spend MPC times this. And this guy receives MPC times 100, is gonna spend MPC times MPC times MPC times 100, which is delta I. So here I have 3 MPCs. Each time you're adding an MPC, multiplying by MPC whatever money you receive in order to spend it on consumption. So plus MPC times MPC times MPC times delta I, which is your 100. So here 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 times 2 over 3. Did you get the idea? Then again, it's going to move to 4, then move to 5, then move to 6, then move to n people. It turns. So I'm going to write the last one. I'm going to write MPC times MPC times MPC 4 times MPC times delta I, which is $100, 2 over 3, 2 over 3, 2 over 3, 2 over 3, multiplied. Each one of these consumes MPC of whatever money they get. That's the point. Plus, and it's gonna go till the end. There is no end, till n, okay? So here is going to be MPC. You multiply it, so it's to the power n times delta I. Take a screenshot if you need, and I'm going to move on because I need the space. Okay? I think you got the idea. If you have any problem, you call me, you WhatsApp me. You have the number now. Okay, so I'm going to delete these people, erase them, and move to continue. So, delta GDP, the change of your GDP, is going to be equal to, I'm going to rewrite delta I plus MPC times delta I times MPC, that's MPC square. MPC square times delta I plus MPC cube times delta I plus MPC to the power 4 times delta I plus NPCN. I'm going to continue here, plus MPC to the power N times delta I. Okay? Now I'm going to put delta I in common. Okay. So delta GDP, the change in your GDP due to a change in investment, is going to be delta I in common. So what did I multiply delta I to get delta I? It's 1 plus, here it's MPC, plus MPC square, plus MPC cube, plus MPC power 4, plus MPC power N, and I close. Okay? So by how much did you multiply delta I to find delta GDP? By this number here. And this is what we call the multiplier. This is the expenditure multiplier. Now, of course, you're not going to calculate this number like this. Okay? Now I'm going to show you how to get it to a number you can understand. So now I'm going to analyze the multiplier. Only the multiplier. So the multiplier is 1 plus MPC plus MPC square, I hope you see, plus MPC cube, plus MPC to the power 4 plus MPC to the power N. Okay, I'm going to multiply by 1. 1 is equal to 1 over 1, 2 over 2, 3 over 3, 1 minus MPC over 1 minus MPC. It's equal to 1. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 1 minus MPC between parentheses and divide by 1 minus MPC. It's as if I had done nothing. I multiplied this number by 1. What's going to happen here? Now I'm going to open it. So the multiplier is going to be equal. 1 times 1 is equal to 1. 1 times MPC is equal to MPC. 1 times MPC square is equal to MPC square. Are you following? Okay, 1 times MPC cube is MPC cube. I'm just multiplying this one by 1, so I'm just going to have to rewrite it. MPC power 3, MPC power 4 plus MPC power N. Okay? Now I'm going to multiply by minus MPC. Okay? So minus MPC, minus MPC times 1, it's minus MPC. Minus MPC times MPC, it's minus MPC square. Minus MPC times MPC square, it's minus MPC to the cube. Minus MPC times MPC cube is minus MPC power 4. And minus MPC times MPC to the power 4, it's minus MPC to the power 5. Plus, and here it's going to be plus MPC to the power N plus 1. MPC power N plus 1. And I'm not going to forget to divide everything. Oops, sorry. I'm going to divide everything by 1 minus MPC. And here I did nothing. I just multiplied the whole thing by 1. Okay, now what do you notice? I'm going to do it using another color. take a screenshot of this one if you want. So MPC minus MPC, that's 0, so I take it off. MPC square minus MPC square, 0. MPC3, MPC3, 0. MPC4 minus MPC4, 0. MPC5 minus MPC5, 0. The only thing I'm going to be left with is MPC to the power n plus 1 over 1 minus MPC. Okay, 1 plus MPC n plus 1 over 1 minus MPC. So the multiplier is equal to 1. Here it's not plus, I'm so sorry, it's minus. 1 minus MPC to the power n plus 1 over 1 minus MPC. Okay. Now remember, MPC is a number between 0 and 1, isn't it? MPC is between 0 and 1. It's a fraction. So whenever you multiply it by itself, it actually decreases. I'm going to use a calculator to prove this to you. So I have 2 over 3. Where's my calculator? Lost it as usual. Okay, I'm going to use that other phone. I can't find it. It's a mess over here. Okay, can't find the phone for calculations. Oh, here it is. Okay, guys, so sorry for that. Let's try calculator, and I'm going to show you the results. So, calculator, where are you? Please be nice. Calculator, here it is. So, let's take, instead of 2 over 3, how much is it? It's 0.666. Okay, so I'm going to take it as 0.66. Okay, so 0.66 multiplied by 0.66. It's going to be 0.43. So it's smaller. Well, I'm going to multiply it again by 0.66. It's going to get smaller. 0.28 multiplied by 0.66. 0.1. Imagine you multiply it so many times. It's actually a division you're doing. Multiplied. Oops, I deleted it. I'm going to put it to the power. Please be scientific. It doesn't want to turn scientific. Okay, here. Become a scientific calculator. Okay, I'm going to put it to the power. Or just go this way. Bear with me, guys. To the power 48. See how it moves towards the 0? Do you get it? So each time you multiply MPC by itself, what you're doing actually is dividing it. And you keep dividing it. Because multiplying by a ratio, that is between 0 and 1, it's actually dividing. So what's the limit of this one when you reach infinity? Here, the limit is going to be 0. Okay? So here, MPC to the power n plus 1 is going to be equal to 0. So the multiplier becomes, I'm going to write it here, and I'm going to use another color, which is black. Oops, the multiplier becomes multiplier. Amy, multiplier is equal to 1 over 1 minus MPC, and that's your expenditure multiplier, according to what we have done here. This was used to explain this part here, okay? All this part, it's only used to explain. You're not going to be asked to know how to do it. don't worry for that, but you follow the explanation. Now you have the result, and that's what you need to remember. Let's calculate it for the MPC we have, which is 2 over 3. So the multiplier for our case is equal to 1 over 1 minus 2 over 3, which is 1 over MPS. It's exactly the same thing, 1 over 3. So your multiplier is equal to 3. And that's from where we got that number of 3. Okay, let me just check the time. Oops, already 25 minutes. Did you get this? So your multiplier here is 3. Now we're going to check, take a screenshot, because I need to erase everything to use the example we've done last time using the multiplier. Okay? Can I erase? I hope so. So now what we're trying to do is move from one equilibrium to the next. And I'm going to give you some theories. So, without giving you the function, I'm just going to give you the BEP. Okay, the BEP was 3,000. We know that in the BEP, investment is equal to 0 because C plus I is equal to C. No investment, because by definition, the BEP goes to consumption. Now, if I add $200 of investment, so now, situation, I is equal to 200. What is my new GDP? The new GDP. You know it already, it's going to be 3,600, isn't it? Because we did it. But now I'm going to use the multiplier in order to do it. So first I need to find delta GDP. Delta GDP is equal to delta I times the multiplier, isn't it? What is the multiplier? The multiplier is equal to 1 over 1 minus MPC, which is equal to 1 over 1 minus 2 over 3, because we're using the same example. Here I know that MPC was equal to 2 over 3, which is equal to 3. You already calculated it, you just have to go back. So let's do it. So delta GDP is equal delta I, which is 200, times 3. So delta GDP is equal to 600. So what's the new equilibrium GDP? So GDP, the new GDP, I'm going to write a rule here and then I'm going to use it. New GDP is equal to the old GDP that you had at equilibrium, of course, old GDP plus whatever change you have in GDP. Okay, so if I write it mathematically, GDP at E prime, which is the new equilibrium, is equal to GDP at E plus delta GDP, the change of GDP. Okay? I have everything I need to calculate the new equilibrium. The old equilibrium is the BEP, because investment was equal to 0. I had an equilibrium, which is the BEP. So GDP at E prime is equal to 3,000 plus delta GDP, which is 600. So the new equilibrium GDP at E prime will be 3,600. Exactly what you found using the C plus I approach. But now we're moving from one equilibrium to the next. Okay? Check your table. That's what you found when your investment was 200. Take a screenshot. I'm going to move again to another point. Okay, now I'm going to move from I is equal to 200 to I is equal to 300. Okay? Only investment right for now. Okay, the first I had was 200. The GDP at E was, I just calculated it, 3,600. Okay? Now I want to know where my GDP is going to go if my investment increases and reaches 300. So I prime is equal to 300. What is my new GDP? GDP E prime. What do I have to do first? Calculate delta I. So delta I, it's simply the new investments minus the old one. I prime minus I. To calculate the change, here it increased by 100, isn't it? So to calculate it, it's the new minus the old, which is 300 minus 100, minus 200. It's going to be equal, so delta I is equal to 100. So that's by how much you changed your investment. Let's see by how much you're going to change your GDP. So delta GDP will be equal to delta I times the multiplier. Multiplier is still 3, so delta GDP is equal to 100 times 3. No need to calculate the multiplier each time. Calculate it once because it's the same exercise, it's the same MPC. Okay, so delta GDP is equal to 300. Now let's calculate the new equilibrium. So the new equilibrium, GDP E prime is equal to GDP E plus delta GDP, whatever change you have. So GDP E prime is equal to 3,600 plus delta GDP, that is 300, which means GDP E prime is equal to 3,900. And you're going to see that when the investment is 300, in the table we have made, we found that the GDP was 3,900. Okay? Now what I'd like you to do is calculate all the GDPs we have done last time using the multiplier model. And then on Thursday, what I'm going to do, we have class at 2:30. So at 2:30 exactly, I'm going to post an exercise in the courseware for you to do during the session. At 4 o'clock sharp, you need to give me your answers. Okay? It's going to be graded. I hope you do it individually. And at 4 sharp, I need to have all your answers. Then on the next Wednesday, I'm going to continue adding the tax multiplier and opening up the economy to study the whole thing. Okay? Good luck, guys. Love you. Please study hard. I noticed that you're not doing a lot. I don't have so many views, as many views as I have students, which means a lot of you are not seeing what we're doing. That's why right now I'm going to start giving you work during the session so that I follow you and I see what you're doing, because it's really upsetting me that you're not working. Because even though there is the lockdown, we're still in class. Okay, guys? Love you. Have fun anyway, but please do your work also. Bye.